How can you follow your dreams if your day job keeps getting in the way? How can you do both without feeling overworked? You need to find the right job or a business side hustle that will let you turn your artistic side hustle into a full-time reality. Do it right, and it can blend into a career quite nicely. I should know. I've done it, and I've turned it into a creative career for 25 years. And you can do it too, whether you're still wet around the ears or a little bit long in the tooth. And I'm going to show you how right after this. Welcome to Creativity Control. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Michael Gilboe, and I'm here to help guide you through all of those things that they just did not teach you enough about in school. All those things dealing with a creative life like purpose, practice, productivity, and promotion. And today's topic kind of deals with all of them. And that is, how can you work a day job and still go after your dreams? So if you like the idea of what I'm teaching in these videos, please subscribe below or ring the bell so you don't miss 2 new episodes every single week. And as we get into this topic, why don't you tell me down in the comments below in what ways your job has gotten in the way of pursuing your creative interests and creative dreams. Okay? Just let us know down there. I'm curious to see the different things. Because it's a balancing act. Because if you are hoping to have a career in the arts, choosing your day job is crucial. We all need one at first. Because as an entrepreneur, we are our own business. And unless you have rich parents, you need money to finance your business. That's how I'd like you to think of it rather than day job. It gives you purpose. It gives you direction. So as you finance your business, you're going to need to do different things. I'll tell you a little bit about how I did it in a minute. But you want to be careful, okay? You get too comfortable and you're not going to have the motivation to go after what you want. But it's not glamorous and glorious to live dirt poor and struggle. The life of that kind of artist is not to be idealized. So we need to have some purpose and a little bit of middle ground and figure out how to use our day job to get what we want. First step, as you eye this distant prize of being able to work full-time as a creative, get a job strategically that does not interfere with what you need to do next. If you're an actor and you need to be making every audition in the days because your agent's sending you there, do not get a day job that doesn't let you go to those auditions because they're during the day. If you are a brand new actor, and I would advise this is a better strategy for the actor without an agent and a lot of contacts, work a day job and free yourself at night to go see every play reading and introduce yourself to the writers and directors. Go to every open mic and introduce yourself to the other actors and singers. Go to a composer's showcase if you're a singer and introduce yourself there. Network at all these night events. That is going to be so much more beneficial if you are new and do not have the contacts to get great auditions. There are, in any industry, your next step and the availability you need. If you need to be able to take a job, small jobs that are going to take you out of town or make you unavailable for a period of time, perhaps you need to look into something that you can do online or remotely. Sometimes what seems great might not be. When I first moved to New York and I needed to find my day job, I thought working telemarketing for Roundabout for their sales would be great. I'm pretty good with sales. It was only 4 hours a night. The potential for pay was good. And in fact, it was pretty good. I was pretty decent at it. But for me, the hours were after dinner and unflexible. And this was every time I wanted to go out and network and try to meet singers and try to, in general, move my production career forward. And this is when all the industry meetings were. So it was just not right. And get this, if you're stuck in a job that doesn't work for you, you can get another one. We're not talking career here. We're talking job, something you can forget about and leave at home or move you forward. So I applied at music stores. Good at sales, wanted to do music. This seemed like a fit. And in fact, it was. But I would have changed if it hadn't been. It was a great job because in addition to being around the gear and being good at sales and making decent money to finance my other ambitions, all the manufacturers did trainings on all their gear, and these were like really in-depth trainings. In fact, as a good salesman, I got flown out to Roland headquarters to learn everything there. And a lot of the other salespeople didn't even want to do these trainings, so I had a lot of times one-on-one with these guys about their products. Salesmen were worried that taking themselves off the floor would reduce sales, when guess what? Knowing more about the gear really increased my sales. So I built up gear. I got lots of free gear from sales and built up what I needed. And this allowed me time in the evenings to network and do a lot of things and start building towards what I perceived correctly to be my exit strategy. I started taking on clients who needed help setting up their systems and learning how to use it. So computer gear can be complex. We're in the right position, and a lot of us did it. So at a certain point, I had built up enough clientele, and it was repeating clientele that was coming back, that it was cutting in on my time to work music on my own. That I'm like, now might be the time to cut the chain. I'm going to go do lessons. And that's what I did. I started doing producing and putting on advertising and taking on singers and doing stuff at the same time doing lessons for a lot of these people. And until I built up my clientele to the point where I was able to be doing that full time. Now, point 3. And I was on the line. I was pretty happy. And that's okay if you find yourself, I always say, if you can find something you're happy with, by all means, do it. My creative job, producing a lot of independent people for demos, was not the career I was looking for. And I was very successful at it, and it kind of cut out a lot of other options for me. This is part of what made it appealing for me to think about the idea of moving back to Great Falls when my wife said she needed to move back. I knew enough about the internet, about networking that way, that I still felt pretty confident that I could move my career forward. But all of this was very strategically designed. I didn't just go out there and do it and jump out without a net. But I did not take my eyes off the prize of working as a creative. And I did not let the need to make money interfere with the fact that I was needing money to fund getting here. And this is something you can do too, whether you're new or whether you've been around longer. Now, if you're older, this can be more difficult. You maybe have more financial responsibilities that you have locked into. No question, getting a career started in the arts, like any business, it's as much lower your expenses as increase your income. But realize it's a business, and if you develop your skill set, you can succeed. Plenty of people in their 50s quit their jobs and start a new business, and they're successful at it. There's no reason that your business can't be creative. So here's your assignment. And your assignment depends at what stage you're at. So if your job is preventing you from doing the creative work you'd like to do at all, or not enough, I'd like you to write down 2 jobs that would let you do the things you need to do next. If you are actually doing some creative stuff, but you're at the point where you just can't do any more because your job takes up the time, then I want you to list 2 things, 2 interests, 2 skills you have that you might be able to develop into a side hustle, kind of like I took the lessons to support while I was building up my clientele. 2 things that could make up not all your income, but subsidize what you can't make from your art. I'd really like people to talk about those jobs that work. And some of these can be both side hustles and jobs. I will say a few things I know have worked for people. Of course, there is waiting tables, the old standby warhorse trope, but it's nowhere near the best one. There are so many things. You can teach English online now. You can tutor people. You can walk dogs. You can house sit. You can organize. Yeah, especially if you're in New York. It's small. If you're a professional organizer, you're going to do well. There are so many different creative ways you can earn the money you need in a flexible manner that will let you do what you need to do. So share those ideas down below because you're all looking for them. Before I let you go, take a moment, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend about it, go through and do these ideas with a friend. Hold each other accountable. Your chances of success are even greater. But I'm going to leave you with 2 quotes. Hal Sparks says, "All musicians need day jobs. Unless they live with their parents, I guess. I'm just lucky my day job is another form of art." And then from Megan Amram, "My dream of dreams is to write a Broadway musical. All this Twitter and TV writing is just a day job." So, until next episode, I'm Michael Gilboe, and stay creative.